guys, hope everyone is doing well and the winter is not very severe for you. So right now I'm planning my garden, my spring summer garden for 2024, and I just want to do a quick review of Rachel from the 1870s Homestead. I want to do a review of her planner. I've been looking for a planner and a garden planner, and I just couldn't decide on which one I wanted to get. So I was watching a couple of her videos and she's using it, and she made mention of some aspects of the journal. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase it. I'm really happy I did. This is my second year gardening in my home. Just to give you a little background about my gardening experience, I grew up with my grandparents. So they had a little homestead. I grew up on an island, and the first time I ever dropped seeds was when I was like 8 or 9 with my grandfather, and he taught me how to do that. And fast forward now, living in a city during the pandemic, I think everyone became either a gardener of food or a gardener of houseplants. And I did both, and I started gardening in my apartment, like growing lettuces and spinaches and things like that. And then I also joined a local community garden. And so it was like no one had individual plots, we all shared the space. And so I started working on my skills, my gardening skills, and I always knew that I was going to be moving in a year or two. So I was always like, okay, I'm here to learn. And so just gain as much knowledge as I could. And now will be my second summer in my house, in my backyard. When I first moved in, the first thing I did was build 3 raised beds. So they're 2 by 4, 2 feet by 4 feet. And I planted garlic during that fall. And then early summer, I built 2 5 by 6 beds, 5 feet by 6 feet bed. And that made different spots in the garden to grow in. For this summer, I'm going to be expanding my garden. I bought on sale 2 green stock. I'll give a link to that. They're vertical planters. So I have 2 of those that I bought actually, I think last winter, but I just didn't use it during the summer. I think it was just good to start off smallish and then build up the experience, and now I can slowly expand. So I'm expanding with those 2 planters, expanding with 8 grow bags outside that's filled with leaves, and I've been composting in them directly. And so that's how the garden will be expanding. So last year I didn't record, except for like video recording, I didn't write down things. I mean, you could use a simple notebook, but I didn't write anything down. So this year I really want to document, because I want to know like how much the garden is producing, and just for all the money that I'm putting in. I know it's a gain already, but just to have documentation of the process and know how much the garden yield. So I got her journal, and I'm just gonna go through it hopefully real quick. So this is your 5-year planner, 5-year garden planner. I keep saying journal, excuse me. So this is, you just write the year here, so 2024. And on this page, you set your goals. And I thought that was good. And my goals I wrote down: grow tomatoes and peppers for preservation, to be able to produce at least 70% of the food that the produce we consume during the garden season. That's some of the goals that I wrote down. And it's just, kind of like makes you think about the purpose why you're doing it. And then on this page, what I did next was I wrote down what I wanted to grow. So I did this actually on a call with a friend, and I'm going to do a separate video where I go through that list of the stuff, because it's going to be kind of long. And then the next page is drawing out your garden. So I like this. It's in grid format, and for each, this is each bed. So these are my 2 largest bed, and I drew them out in the form of each square foot, for each square feet of that bed. So I'm going to be doing square feet gardening, and I did that last summer. Yeah, this was really good for finding a place for everything, because actually I started a lot of seeds, but I ended up not having space for like all the tomatoes. All those tomatoes, that the seedlings that I started, I just didn't have space for them, and I gave a lot of them away. But so this year will be a lot more focused. I'll start seeds, because that way I won't waste them. You know, the following year I can use them. Following year I can give them to someone. You know, so yeah, this really helped with finding everything a home. So the way I'm doing it is up here, and here is my spring summer garden. And then I also made notes, like I add these little sheets of paper so that some things are being turned over. So like for spring, I'm gonna have my onions, and then come summer, the melons will go in that spot. So I have like little notes to kind of, you know, like organize my mind in a way. And then at the bottom, I left space at the bottom for the fall beds. So I was thinking like maybe it would be nice to have 2 more of these pages. Yeah, having maybe 2 more, like either just one sheet with the grid on the back right in the middle would be a great addition, but I think it's fine. It's nice to be able to see this here, then draw them down here, and then know, okay, by July I'll be harvesting that. I'll have space available, what can go. So it's fine. You know, a small thing. It's okay. What I did, this is all drawn in pencil. You'll see marks in color with have some like colorful pens, but those are like finalized things. But most of this is drawn in pencil. This way I could go back and erase, and really like nothing is nailed down. So okay, and the next page, it's for your seed starting. So basically what seeds you need to start indoors, outdoors, kind of organizing it based on the date, and then what supplies I need to purchase. So supplies for me is like trellising. I need to order more soil. I need to purchase more soil for the green stalks. So writing those things down is helpful. And then what I really like is I'm going to link Rachel's channel. She does a lot of preservation, a lot of canning. She does a lot of canning. I don't have the space to do that much canning. And so I'm not going to do as much canning as she does, but I'm still thinking through the things I want to can. So I have like some tomato products here. I also have pesto sauce. We do eat more pesto sauce, and pesto sauce needs to be frozen. So I still put that here. And what I like is at the bottom, there's little, like a key for marking the ways that you can mark and let yourself know, like, okay, this will be frozen, this will be canned, whether pressure can or water bath can, this will be dehydrated. So it's really helpful how that's organized. And for the preservation plans, you get 2 pages of that. So that's helpful. I have some medicinal products that I want to make, some honey, some olive oil infusion. So I have that listed in my preservation plans. And then here's the harvest log when you start harvesting. And then there's also a key mark at the bottom. Then you have 2 pages for the harvest. And then here are some reflections. So I guess at the end of the growing season, just reflections, notes for yourself. And then here are 2 pages of notes. Preserving food is important to me. So, okay, what's the goal? You know, the goal, what goals do you want to achieve in terms of preservation? Okay, so I need to start growing this amount of food, or growing this particular item. So if you're looking for a garden planner, I would definitely recommend this one, A Year in My Garden, by Rachel from the 1870s Homestead. Hopefully I'm not butchering her channel's name. But regardless, I'm going to put the link below. Sometimes you wish you could go through these things, you know, like sometimes you see books online or you see these little planners online and you wish you could flip through it. Amazon used to, I don't know if they still do it anymore, where they had a feature where you could go through a few pages. And sometimes when people do reviews on Amazon reviews, they'll have pages, they'll review the inside of the book, but a lot of these didn't have those pages. So I thought this would be helpful for you. Plus, you know, you're supporting a local, not a local, but you know exactly who you're supporting. You know, she makes great content. And so I think it's pretty awesome to support someone who's giving you amazing content. What I also like about this planner is that it's for 5 years, which is awesome for reflecting. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was beneficial to someone who's just starting your garden, or someone that's already established gardener, but you're like, maybe I should document some of this stuff. I think this is a great planner to use.